Well, one of the most exciting times of the year in the Ontario Hockey League and really all of the CHL, well, there's three of them. There's the preliminary rankings, there's the midterm rankings, and there's the final rankings when it comes to the NHL Central Scouting List that gets put out throughout the year. And there's lots of Barrie Colts representation on this list as well. Now, we're not talking about guys who might get drafted in the first round. That was last year with the guys like Cole Baudouin the year prior, and last year with Keishon Aitchison. This year it's whether these guys are going to get drafted. And I look at a name like Joe Salandra, a guy who took the big risk of coming over to the Ontario Hockey League, and he's found himself on this list. Was a W-ranked prospect to start the year, and now in the midterm rankings finds himself at 160. That's got to be something that feels good for him, just consolidating that he will or could be an NHL player one day, but before that be an NHL draft pick. And then you look at the goaltending situation between the pipes. Well, both Barrie Colts goaltenders in Jaswell and Hrebeck found themselves on this list, but Ben Hrebeck, who's been one of the best goalies in terms of save percentage and just overall play in the Ontario Hockey League, is proving that he is going to be an NHL draft pick this year. There were people that were flabbergasted that he didn't get picked by anyone last season. Great to see him on this list. And we've been so impressed this year on the broadcast team with how the Barrie Colts are able to transition defense into offense. Well, Justin Hanser has been a catalyst of that. He's been sound defensively. He finds himself on the NHL Central Scouting List. And a big part of that, he's also scored goals this season as well. Fantastic. But no one scored more goals on the defensive side of things than Keishon Aitchison. And there's records to be broken. Brian Fogarty had an unbelievable season way back in 1988-89. He scored 47 goals. No one's even come close to touching that in the last couple of years. Well, I'm here to tell you Keishon Aitchison is not on pace to do it, but he is very close. He also scored a big goal in what was a huge game on Thursday night in a win over the Flint Firebirds. He scored the game-winning goal. His teammate Emil Hemming scored a couple goals as well, and it was a statement win because Flint was the #1 team in the OHL at the time. And I talked to Emil Hemming after the game. He had a great quote. He said, "Look, we may not have the biggest names in the Ontario Hockey League on our team, but there's no team in the OHL that's bonded together like the Colts."